Hey everybody, it is time for another unboxing video. I meant to record this a few days ago. I'm a little bit late, but I did get another package in, so this is going to be kind of probably three-part. I think I'm going to combine two of these into a single video because they're going to be kind of quick openings. But we got Kaguya-sama merchandise. So let's open up the Kaguya Figma first. And just get straight into this. Let me adjust the brightness slightly on here. There we go. Should be able to see better now. Need to get some better lighting in here, but still kind of adjusting things. As you can see, I've rearranged my display again, and I got some of these smaller bases for things, so they take up a little bit less room, which is convenient. So we're not going to be using the actual base that comes with this figure. Looks like her clothes actually come separate, which is interesting. I think these figures have cloth clothing instead of it being modeled plastic onto the figures. So we're actually going to have to put her clothes on her, but of course we've got some plastic around her joints. So let's take care of that. First and foremost, looks like her upper and lower body here isn't... Jeez, man, this is hard to get apart. Holy crap. She does not want to come apart here. I'm going to have to do this off camera so I can get a better grip on this. Might even just remove her head so it's out of the way so I can get a good grip on this, because, man, this does not want to separate. These new joints are always so stiff. Yeah, I cannot get her apart. Let me see if I can just get this plastic off by tearing it a little bit. Hopefully there's not too much on the inside. Okay, I think I got it. Get her head back on. And before I get her clothes, you can see what she comes with. She comes with a phone, different shoes, a few different face plates there, some different facial expressions. If this will focus. You want to focus, please? Focus. I guess that's as good as we're getting here. So let's dump these out because they're going to fall out anyways. So there's some plastic over the bottom pieces. Get those out. I think the majority of the Figmas that I have gotten so far are pretty old. So this is going to be one of the only newer Figmas that I have, besides I think the Silent Hill Bubblehead Nurse was a newer release, but that didn't come with too many pieces. You can definitely tell that the boxes on these are smaller, so they've changed the box design on the Figmas. Now let's see. Okay, so her clothes are in here. It's interesting that there's cloth clothing instead of it just being modeled onto the figure in plastic. And it looks like there's also, come on tape, work with me. Looks like there's also a clamp style attachment, so you don't have to use, I think she does have a hole in her back though. Yeah, she does have a hole, but it comes with this clamp style attachment as well. I guess that's because the clothing, yeah, it looks like it does have a seam in the back, but it Velcro's shut, so that's why it comes with this. So you're not going to be able to use the hole on her back once her clothes are on. Get this out of the plastic, because why not? And of course the tape folded over and blocked it from opening. Come on, tape. I gotta be so annoying. This is different than the other clamp pieces that I have. It's a little bit more heavy duty. I like this. Should hold her pretty well. And let's see what else we have in the base bag here. Looks like that didn't open all the way. There we go. Okay. So we've got our typical parts bag, which I haven't been using because I have a set of drawers that I put everything in. Got our extra hands. She actually comes with a spare joint and the standard Figma base, which I'm not going to be using. So not even a reason to take that out of the package. Let's just get that stand part. I'm not going to need the attachment either, so I'll set this aside because we're not going to be able to use the phone, the hole in her back. And let's get her hands out. Looks like just your standard Figma hands, standard poses. And then of course she comes with the extra hand that holds the phone. None of my other Figmas have come with extra joints, so this is nice because these are really tiny joints and they are more likely to end up breaking than some of the other ones. Getting her clothes on here might be kind of an interesting endeavor. Not sure. I think I'm going to have to remove her head. I've not had to deal with cloth clothing before. Like I said, there's a Velcro on the back here. So it looks like, I guess we put her in like that. Get this around her neck. Oops, on camera. And let's see if we can get her arms in here somewhat easily. This is a weird experience. These sleeves are really tight. Is there something holding these together? Looks like there's like a fake button, but I think that's supposed to stay on there. Will her hand actually go through this? The opening doesn't seem big enough for her hand to go through. I'm wondering if there's a way to like open this and then close it, or what's going on here. I don't want to damage anything. I guess I'll just try forcing it through and see what happens, because I don't really have any other options. Unless I maybe I remove her hand and then put it back on after we get this on. Let's try doing it that way. Will the wrist fit through here? Yeah, this is really tight. Okay, not a fan of the cloth clothing. I would prefer it to just be modeled onto the figure itself. There we go. Okay. Got that through. Put the hand back on. I'll just do it that way on the other side because that seems to be the easiest way to do it here. Of course, pulling these hands out requires a decent amount of force. And this plastic is always slippery. That does not want to come out either. I'm going to have to use something to give me some more grip. Ah, there we go. Alright, got the hand off. Let's get the other arm in here. I don't want to end up stretching out the clothes too much. Seems to be a pretty high quality fabric, but it's still kind of thin. So I don't want to damage anything or stretch anything out permanently. And these sleeve holes are just tiny. There we go. Alright, got that in. Get her hand back on. And get her head back on now. And we can close this up. I don't know if this, I think this is supposed to go over the top. Let's maneuver this around. Then it looks like the Velcro is supposed to fold out there. No, actually it goes over the other side. Yeah. Huh. How is this supposed to go back together? I think this actually needs to kind of fold inwards. Yeah, I'm really not a fan of these cloth clothing. This is a huge pain. A lot of these figures are already kind of a pain. And unfortunately, I have another one of these, so next video we're going to have to deal with the same nonsense. It doesn't even want to stay together now. The Velcro on this is really weak. See if I can get it to stay. Doesn't even want to stick to itself here. Alright, I think that's as good as we're going to get it. Luckily, you really won't be able to see the back anyways once she's set up. I think that's as good as we're going to get it for now. I can definitely adjust how I want her to be customized later, but we can at least get her on her base. Tape sticking everything here. So we're going to use this smaller base instead of the one that comes with her. Then we have this clamp piece that's going to go on here. And that's going to go around her waist. And it's going to be hard to get a good grip on this without completely jacking up the way the clothes look. So I'm going to have to figure out a good way to do this. I think we have to pull it kind of taut as I clamp it. Don't want to lose the base. Yeah, I'm going to have to do it something like that. Kind of hold that in place and then clamp. I think that's about as good as it's going to get. So yeah, definitely not enjoying the cloth clothing here. Looks like you can kind of slide the sleeves down over the hands now and make them not look quite so scrunched up. And there we go. That's her on her base. I'll be customizing her after the video. And I did clear out an entire shelf for all the Kaguya stuff that I got, so everything is going to be going on that shelf. Luckily, because of these smaller bases, I was able to squish everything together a little bit more. And I also increased the size of the tower. I got another set of those pieces, so now it's, I believe, 1 story higher, and before I was missing some of the supports. I just kind of had to finagle it so that way it's relatively sturdy, but it wasn't really that stable. I wasn't comfortable with it, so I am definitely happy with these smaller bases, though. I would definitely say anybody who has Nendoroids or Figmas, get these smaller bases. They come in packs of 4, and they come with a whole bunch of extra stuff. I also, it's hard to see, but right there is my Zaku figure, and I got some larger hex bases too. They're pretty big. They're almost like the standard Figma size, but a little bit more like a hexagon instead of this kind of squished hexagon. And those also come with a similar thing for the stand where it clamps around. So you can actually give bases to models that don't, or figures that don't have bases that are always falling over. So I have a couple of figures that don't have bases that are always falling over. And now they're just clamped in on the hex base, and they're much more stable. So definitely not going to give a good rating to the cloth clothing. I hated that. But I will give a 5 out of 5 rating for the extra bases that Good Smile sells. Those are a fantastic buy. Definitely get those. And I will see you in the next video. Thank you for watching. Bye.